As a Guardians fan, in 2024, I watched my team win 92 games and find themselves in the ALCS for the first time since 2016. Watching my small market Guardians face off against the Bronx Bombers, I sat in fear each time the Yankees lineup turned over, where we'd have to find a way to get Juan Soto and Aaron Judge out back to back. Every time their at-bats were battles, taking counts deep and daring the pitching staff to make a mistake. On the other side, I was forced to watch our offense inning after inning put together horrible at-bats. As my brother eloquently put it, they might have looked better if they had been given an index card before their at-bat that told them at random which pitches to swing at. When the Guardians inevitably lost the series, I scoured the internet for sabermetric ways to measure plate discipline, and found a surprising lack of information. The current go-to statistics for plate discipline are walk rate, chase rate, and strikeout rate, which each paint part of the greater picture of plate discipline but don't quite capture everything. Even Baseball Savant's swing take runs, which measures the run value of a batter's decisions in each zone, is mostly influenced by a player's bat-to-ball skills rather than their decision making. Even if a batter hits a pitch above his head 400 feet for a home run, it was a bad decision to swing. And if a player takes a pitch 10 inches off the plate but the umpire rings him up for strike 3, it was a good decision to take. My goal was to create a metric for evaluating swing decisions impartial to the actual result of the swing or take. In order to understand the basis of quantifying runs in Major League Baseball, we'll start with the run expectancy matrix. The run expectancy matrix is a tool used to estimate the amount of runs a team will score in an inning given the situation. The original run expectancy matrix includes 24 possible situations and is calculated with the number of outs on the x-axis and the positions of the runners on the y-axis. A team at the start of each inning, with no outs and no runners on base, is expected to score approximately 0.51 runs. As runners reach base in advance, the expected runs go up. As the defense gets batters out, the expected runs go down. For example, if the first batter of the inning reaches first base, the number of runs expected increases from 0.51 to 0.9. But if that first batter gets out, the expected runs in the inning decrease to just 0.27. In 2018, baseball analytics pioneer Tom Tango thought to apply the run expectancy matrix not just to outs and base runners, but to count on the batter as well. Now, in addition to runners and outs influencing expected runs, adding strikes to the count will decrease expectations and adding balls to the count will raise them. Pause the video to see how each pitch turns the tides of the inning. When a batter makes a decision, he can either choose to take the pitch or swing at it. If he takes the pitch, there are two possible outcomes. The umpire calls a ball, or he calls a strike. If the batter swings at the pitch, there are 7 possible outcomes. A swing and miss, a foul ball, an out in play, a single, a double, a triple, or a home run. To calculate the expected value, I had to establish how likely each outcome is to occur based on the pitch type and location. For instance, a fastball down the middle is likely to be called a strike, and a batter is unlikely to hit a home run on a curveball in the dirt. If a batter takes a pitch, the expected value is the chance that pitch is called a ball times what happens if it is a ball, plus the chance that pitch is called a strike times what happens if it is a strike. Similarly, if a batter swings, the expected value is the weighted probabilities of all the possible outcomes. Now, it's worth noting a few places where this model gets a little complicated. For the majority of outcomes, finding the new situation is straightforward. A called ball means a ball is added to the count, a home run means a 0-0 count, cleared bases, and 1 run for each base runner, including the batter. However, when it comes to an out in play or a base hit, the new situation becomes much more complex. Picture a runner on first base and the batter hits into an out. That could mean the batter hit a fly ball to the outfield, which was caught and the runner stayed at first. It could mean the batter hit a ground ball to first base, where they got the batter, but the lead runner advanced to second. It could even mean the batter hit into a double play, resulting in 2 outs and empty bases. For in-play outs, singles, and doubles, I use StatCast to examine each situation and find all possible outcomes and their corresponding probabilities for every kind of out, single, and double. By calculating the difference in expected run value before and after the batter's decision, we estimate the expected runs a batter's decision is worth. We now have an objective way to measure whether a player is right or wrong in swinging at a pitch. A correct decision to swing or take will result in a positive run value, and a wrong decision will result in a negative run value. Uninfluenced by the actual outcome of the swing or take, it purely estimates the value of a decision in a vacuum. I'll show you how this plays out by looking at a couple at bats from 2024. With one out, the Rays have the tying run 90 feet away. Mason Miller and Yandy Diaz are in a battle, with the count full at 3-2. Before the pitch is thrown, the Rays are expected to score 1.06 runs this inning. Mason Miller throws a nasty slider, breaking towards the outside edge of the plate. The quality of this pitch drops their run expectancy to just 0.76. A take, likely meaning called strike 3, has run value 0.45. A swing is his only hope. The .92 from the swing, subtracting the .76 from before, results in a batter decision run value of 0.16. Miller comes set for another 3-2 pitch, this time missing the zone with a 103-mile-an-hour fastball. A take is clearly the right decision here, as it almost certainly results in ball 4. He does, earns .08 decision runs, and now the Rays have runners at the corners. Next, we have a matchup between Corbin Burnes and Alex Bregman. They sit at 1-1, with one down and a runner at second base. Burnes paints the corner with a slider, giving Bregman a tough decision. The model slightly prefers a take. Bregman swings, earning a decision run value of negative .01. Now, with the count at 1-2, Burnes throws another slider, this time moving it further off the plate, daring Bregman to chase it. Unfortunately for the Astros, he does, and this decision earns him negative .15 runs. The final step in developing the model was to create a way to evaluate batters' decisions over the course of an MLB season. I did this by simply taking the sum of a batter's decisions for every pitch he faced in 2024, labeled xBDR. xBDR, or Expected Batter Decision Runs, is an estimate of the runs a player gained or lost for his team in a season, based solely on his decisions to take or swing at pitches. Here's the leaderboard of the top 10 players by xBDR in the 2024 season, with some other statistics for context. Found within this list are Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and Mookie Betts, all superstar-level players who are not only phenomenal hitters, but revered for their plate discipline skills as well. Cleveland's Steven Kwan is renowned for his exceptional contact skills, one of just 2 players in 2024 with a single-digit strikeout rate. Kyle Tucker missed almost 3 months with a fractured shin, yet he was so efficient in the at-bats that he got that he still found his way to the top 10. There's an interesting mix of batters who obviously belong, as well as a few guys who aren't perennial all-star talents or have obvious walk rates or strikeout rates to reflect their placement. This could be explained by a variety of reasons, such as poor luck on the results of their swings, or a handful of umpire mistakes. It could also be that those players have maximized their plate discipline abilities, but just have worse bat-to-ball skills, and therefore don't see positive results the same way guys like Soto and Judge do. Now, here's the worst players by xBDR in 2024. Notorious free swinger Javi Baez, who played in just 80 games due to hip surgery, still managed to rank near the very bottom. This list is filled with power-hitting, high strikeout guys, like Brent Rooker, Julio Rodriguez, Jake Berger, and Adolis Garcia. Also featured is Andres Gimenez, who is the initial culprit of my brother's index card comment. Interestingly, there seems to be more potential to subtract prospective runs from your team than there is to add them. This makes sense, as the professional hitter should make the right decision. When they do, it adds a little value to their team, whereas the consequence of a wrong decision is much more severe. When analyzing the xBDR of each MLB organization, I took the sum of each pitch a team faced in 2024. Notably, the top 2 teams by xBDR in 2024 were the Yankees and Dodgers, who led their leagues in wins and played each other in the World Series. To test the validity of my model, I wanted to see if an individual's xBDR correlated with being a good hitter, and if a team's xBDR correlated with being a good team. To do this, I used linear regression to model a batter's WRC+ and a team's record in 2024. On both counts, xBDR was a significant predictor of success. To see the scatter plots and statistics, see the full report linked in the description. With the foundation of xBDR in place, we now turn to its practicality within an MLB clubhouse. Given its consistency in isolating and measuring whether a player's swing decisions are a benefit or a detriment, xBDR could really help batters and hitting coaches determine what a player should be working to improve. Enter O'Neal Cruz. Cruz has some of the best physical tools in all of baseball. He's 6'7", has the best arm of any fielder in the league, and is in the 88th percentile for sprint speed. At the plate, he led all MLB in bat speed at 78.6 miles per hour and was third in exit velocity with 95.5 miles per hour, only trailing Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, who won the 2024 AL and NL MVP awards. He's even in the 97th percentile for barrel rate, meaning a high rate of his swings result in good contact. Despite his crazy potential, Oneil Cruz posted just a .259 batting average and .324 on-base percentage. His WRC Plus came in at 110, which was good for just 119th in MLB among hitters with minimum 200 at-bats. So why is Oneil Cruz producing unexceptional results despite his elite batted ball data? You've probably guessed it, Oneil Cruz is making bad swing decisions. Cruz came in at negative 11.96 xBDR in 2024, narrowly missing our bottom 10 list at 14th lowest in MLB. By traditional measurements of plate discipline, Cruz seems serviceable. He strikes out a lot, but maintains an above-average walk rate. By Baseball Savant's swing take runs, which takes batted ball results into account, Oneil Cruz's pitch selection was worth over 10 runs in 2024. When Oneil Cruz hits the ball, good things happen. Imagine what would happen if he swung at the right pitches. Without xBDR, it's hard to tell exactly why Oneil Cruz isn't producing the results to match his talent. xBDR can help reveal players who are underperforming their potential. There are many Oneil Cruzes in baseball who fly under the radar due to poor plate discipline. I can't imagine an MLB organization wouldn't do everything they can to help Oneil Cruz make better swing decisions, as his development into a full-blown superstar would be invaluable for them. As far as I can tell, people aren't talking about how what's keeping Oneil Cruz from stardom is his plate discipline, nor are they for any other MLB prospect. xBDR has the potential to bridge the gap and change how MLB organizations view offensive production.